Today I gotta weld up some engine mounts in my RX7 using my new Kmart welder. Let's go. Whoa, whoa. Whoa, 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 whoa. Let's get into it. This is the new welder at hand. Did I break a panel? Nope. It's a clutch unit, a 3-in-1 welder. So it's got TIG, and that's why I wanted it for some old dogs like this. So I gotta weld some mounts, and I will show you what I'm working with. Now I know they say never tell your friends and family about the success that you have in life, but I just can't contain it anymore, and I have to show you what I've been working on. Look at it. It's the pinnacle of YouTube excellence. The 3800 series in the old Rotbox RX7. So here's what we gotta do. I have an engine mount here, and an engine mount here that still need to be kind of welded up good, and it needs to be done a little bit better. And I got myself some good old nozzle gel, the old Spinkter-Linkter, and I got some good old flux core. And let me tell you, the flux core does not disappoint. I will show you. I wish I was sponsored by them because it's such a cool thing. The ARC Captain. Look at that. ARC Captain. Aye, aye, ARC Captain. Aye, aye. Good old made in China tariff flux core welding wire. That's what I'm using, and we're going to get these mounts in and make this thing look comparable to a SEMA build. You just wait. I'm going to fire up this new clutch kicker, and we will get welding. The brake line in the way, no big deal. Okay, we are turned on. Got some new gloves. These are nice. Look at these. Nice new gloves from Northern. Woohoo! And for welding engine mounts, we obviously have to just crank this to 10. This one will go to 11. Rip the knob off. All right, let's see if we can weld a sick bead. Got some tip dip on the old girl. Let's see if it chooches. Get off me. Oh, freaking my eyes got burned on that. We're gonna try this one instead. Let's get to welding here. What the? Am I doing this right? Let's see if we can actually stack a quarter here so we can work with. A little boiling brake fluid going on here. No big deal. Nothing to worry about. All right. How do my eyes look? Here's my little bug weld here, a little high, but she does the trick. I had a little bit of a finicky thing with these crappy tips here. These are directly from Amazon, and wherever the hell they came from, they suck. There's like some that work, some that don't. I don't know what the hell these things are. Good thing I had the ones with the actual machine. I ran those. Anyways. Clutch. Kind of a nice unit. It does have the TIG, it does have the spool gun, and the cart. Honestly, I got this thing for steel, and I wanted it for the TIG feature. For doing little fabrication stuff, well, so we'll see the longevity of how it holds up. I know this thing must have like a huge capacitor, because when you shut this thing off, it'll run for, I don't know, 20 seconds. Like it's still running, but it's off. Oh, it's off. Anyways, let me peen this little weld here. Oh, all right, don't ask about these engine mounts. A little bit about this little rotten rocket here. Pop this stuff out of here so you can see this. We have an RX7 with a Camaro engine and transmission, and she's in. Now I had a lot of people bashing this car, and now I'm gonna go to trashing the car, all because of you people. So a 3800 out of a nice Camaro, actually my dually Camaro. If anybody is familiar with the age of this channel, there was a dually Camaro that I had, and that thing was spectacular. However, here's where we're at. The power plant is alive and well in this car. It is booger welded in place, and it was missing a lot of pieces. I got this thing from basically I'll just say a barn find. Rusty, trusty, trombone, you name it. Now, it had all this stuff disassembled. It had the booster, all that stuff disassembled. And I just tried getting the brakes back together, which they are. The rear bearings were missing, but the fronts were here. So I ordered the rears. But like, look at these springs. This thing is shit high. So these calipers, I'm gonna try to use them. I don't know if they will even push out anymore because I put the booster in last night and like this, as you can see, and I also tried to use the master cylinder that was in the box. Let me show you this. This thing was freaking beyond seized. I had this in there and it sat with deep creep. I used a press on it, everything to try to get this thing to move. And in here on that master cylinder, that piston completely seized up. And I mean, the fluid was just nasty, nasty black in there, which whatever. The rear, we're not gonna talk about the rear yet, but engine's in, everything's in. My mounting position is a little questionable here. God, this thing is just a rot box. Yeah, don't ask questions about what's going on there. But we'll just hide that with this cover. And we can shift this bad girl, just like so. Got the diff and everything back in, up underneath. I did on this side, this is kind of funny. The strut was actually missing, but there was this new old stock Gabriel shocks. They were like from Fleet Farm back in the day, if anybody remembers that. However, the shocks were in there, and this is actually a spring out of a SS Camaro, a 2010, a lowering spring on the rear. And it works. I mean, it doesn't catch the perch 100%, but it works. And if it's good enough for me, it's good enough for the street, just saying. Now I know this is a fairly anticlimactic video, but I did get this unit for the TIG purposes. And this is one of those 3-in-1s, and I don't know much about these things, but it did have a TIG set up with it, a spool gun, the cart, and I got a really good smoking deal on it. So it was worth the gamble, I'll call it. So tell me in the comments if everybody has one of these clutch units, has some wear and tear on it, how to use it better or whatever with the TIG. Let me know how you've had your experience with it, because I don't know much about these units. I used to have a Miller, and it was just a MIG. The TIG is kind of what I was looking for, but we'll see. I figured I'd finally give an update on the old rot box here, because I made some progress on it. And it's gonna be a Frankenstein, I'm telling you. All the components are here, everything is here, and hopefully this thing will be running in a week or so, 2 weeks, I don't know. Depends if I get busy with a bunch of other crap like that thing back there. So I have to go make some special mounts for these rims I got back here. So I'm gonna go do that, but I just wanted to give everybody an update on the old Rot Rocket and show off my new to me clutch welder. Anywho, thanks for the quickie.